Hey guys, it's Will. It's Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. And if you could subscribe, that would be a huge help. And again, I know I sound like a broken record, but it really does help every time I say that. We see the subs go up. So yay, thank you for everyone who is subscribing. It's a really great time to be running this channel. We got a lot of people subscribing. I'm meeting a lot of amazing people in the comments, learning about all these amazing films that they like, other things I should be checking out. I've been learning about movies from all over the world recently, in addition to Hong Kong cinema, people who are coming in with really diverse tastes and stuff like that. Facebook group is doing really well right now. Amazing discussions happening in there. So all around, it's just been an awesome time running this channel, and that's all because of you, the audience. So thank you. So what are we here to talk about today? Spectrum Films. Hell yeah, out of France. Holding it down. Spectrum, I think, releases some of the most interesting films being released right now. The huge caveat is that they don't have English. It's usually whatever the original, I mean, it's the films I talk about on here, it's almost always Cantonese, some of the Mandarin for the older Shaw films, and then French. I always thought the reason for that would be that if they added English to the release, their licensing costs would go through the roof because the English-speaking market is huge, and perhaps that is true, but I also was told recently, if you're French, tell me whether or not this is true, that there are laws in France by which you have to pay a large fee to put English on a release, and that those laws exist to protect the French film industry. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, I think that's actually really interesting and really cool, because I think people should have laws that protect their art and their industries and stuff like that. So Spectrum Films just recently announced, like a day ago as I'm filming this, so probably like maybe about a week ago when this video goes up, that they will be releasing Rich and Famous. Hell yeah. So this is a Chow Yun-fat movie. This was directed by Taylor Wong. And so if you know about Rich and Famous, then you will know that there's another film called Tragic Hero that I think was shot basically at the same time. And it's a really interesting story because Tragic Hero was put out first because the producers were like, this movie is better. It doesn't matter if it's the second one. We're gonna put it out first. So there's an interesting history between those films. And so I asked on Instagram, is Tragic Hero coming as well? And they said, of course. Hell yeah. So this is really exciting. Tragic Hero is, for me, the lost Chow Yun-fat heroic bloodshed masterpiece. Not that it's a lost film, but in terms of like lost in the conversation, right? Because there's so many other amazing Chow Yun-fat heroic bloodshed films that it is inevitable that some are of really high quality will get lost in the conversation, especially outside of Hong Kong, where you know what I mean? Like, it's sometimes harder to discover these films. They don't have great distribution, like stuff like that, right? So for me, there's really two. It's Tragic Hero and City War. But Tragic Hero really is the one for me where I feel like, holy shit, more people need to see this movie. This movie is incredible. Rich and Famous, which is what Spectrum has just announced, although, as I said, they did tell me they are putting out Tragic Hero as well. Rich and Famous is a really solid kind of like heroic bloodshed crime thriller. It doesn't have a ton of action scenes in it. It kind of has that classic Hong Kong thing of like, it's a pretty serious crime movie, but it has comedy in it. And Andy Lau is in it, if I'm not mistaken, and Xing Fui On, and there's like a lot of famous people in the cast. And I have a Hong Kong Blu-ray of this, but it's been so long since I watched it, I can't remember whether it's an upscale or not. But I really think that the Spectrum release will be super, super high quality and definitely better image and audio-wise than that other release I have. Because it's like a pretty inexpensive release. I got it for like $15, and it was like 5 or 6 years ago, so it's not like a super new release. But it's not bad by any means. It's really cool to own that movie on a Blu-ray. But I'm really excited for this. I actually love the artwork here, which is done by Go Kaiju, who I believe did Wild Search for Eureka, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. This artwork is awesome. And if you like heroic bloodshed and you like Chow Yun-fat, then, I mean, if those are things that you've liked for quite a long time, you've probably already seen this film. And there's been a lot of chatter since this was announced in my Facebook group, and kind of the prevailing opinion on this film is it's a solid movie. It's not like the best Chow Yun-fat film ever made, but it's also not a complete piece of crap. Like, if you like heroic bloodshed, if you like Chow Yun-fat, it's like comfort food type of movie. So the other thing that Spectrum has put out recently that I didn't do a video, I mean, I think I talked about it in passing, but I didn't do a big video on it. Now, the thing I have to warn you about here is that I'm reading from the Spectrum Films website, and it's like I said, it's a French company. So Google has, I speak zero French. So the way that I watch these films, if you're curious, is I have a Blu-ray drive that's USB. So I plug that into my computer. I put the film on my computer, and then I find an English language subtitle file, and I just drop that on the video. It works like a charm. So, and if you're wondering where I find the English subtitle files, there's a lot of websites that host subtitle files. They're basically like just text files. They're super small files. You can just download them. So, again, this is translating from the French. So it's Google translating a French website. So it's going to be kind of wonky, and I apologize for that up front. PTU, Police Tactical Unit, the classic Gianto film, which obviously has already been put out by Who's the What's? It's by Eureka, which is a fantastic release, which I reviewed already on the channel. This is a box set. So this includes, I don't know how many films are in this series, but I would assume it's all of them. It's a 6-disc Blu-ray set. The films are the original PTU by the Johnny Toe film, and then it has Tactical Unit The Code, Tactical Unit No Way Out, Tactical Unit Human Nature, Tactical Unit Comrades in Arms, Tactical Unit Partner. And I believe that this was just released on December 30th of last year. So this is a recent release. And I'm just like, there's a, on PTU itself, there's audio commentary. I guess that would be Johnny Toe. And then a presentation of the film by Arnaud Lanuc, who is extremely knowledgeable about Milky Way and Johnny Toe and like all those films and stuff like that. And there's an exclusive interview with Johnny Toe. There's a documentary called Johnny Got His Gun. I'm assuming Johnny being Johnny Toe in that case, on disc 2. Disc 3 has a presentation by Lawrence Lau and Making of. Disc 4 has interview with Johnny Toe, Simon Yam, and Lam Suet. Oh, that's really cool. And then if you don't know who Lam Suet is, he's like a dude who worked for Johnny Toe. It was like a member of his crew, I think. And Johnny Toe was like, you should be an actor. And he had never been an actor before in his life. And then he became an actor because Johnny Toe was like, I'm going to put you in the movie. I think that's the guy I'm thinking of, if I'm not mistaken. So then on the 5th disc, there's interviews with Frederic Ambrosin, or by Frederic Ambrosin, with Lau Wing Chong, Vincent Say, Yao Na Hoi, and Ao Kin Yi. Look, it's really late at night. I'm sorry. I'm still getting over a cold, I had like a respiratory infection thing. Anyway, point being, I don't speak Cantonese. I don't speak French. It's late. I'm sick. You can't hold me accountable. And then on disc 6, there's a discussion with Yannick Dahan. I'm not really sure who that is. And then there's a book, Johnny Toe's PTU, by Michael Ingham. Well, that sounds like an English name to me, but I would assume the book is in French. So there you go. So this is PTU box set. It's 80 euros, which honestly for 6 movies is a pretty damn good deal, if you ask me. And if you're curious about shipping, Spectrum Film shipping is not expensive. I don't remember exactly how much it is off the top of my head, but it's really not that expensive. So definitely worth checking out. I'll include links in the description of this video where you can check this out. So it's Spectrum Films, it's the PTU box set, and then they will be releasing Rich and Famous, and as they replied to me on Instagram, they will also be putting out the most epic, legendary, Tragic Hero, which I really hope those films get like a 2-for release from one of the UK labels, because, you know, for people who are English speakers who don't have the money or the technical knowledge or the time to buy a French release, put it on their computer, put subs on it, obviously since I run this channel, I put a shitload of effort into how I watch movies, but not everyone has the money for that. Not everyone has the time for that. I'm very lucky in that Mike, who is my partner in this channel and does all the editing, he's a really, really fantastic tech person. And like, I have a lot of friends who are really good with tech stuff. So they've helped me learn how to do this stuff. I know that everyone doesn't have access to these things. So hopefully that those 2 Chow Yun-Fat films, and honestly, I think it would be really, really cool to get all those PTU sequels as well for the English-speaking audience. I know that's a bit more of a niche thing, but I'm not going to hold my breath for that one. But super, super cool stuff coming from Spectrum. And again, it's a French company. My name is Will. It's Hong Kong Cinema Appreciation Society. I thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.